and that we are not just a physical form. We are a spiritual being. There's many levels of being in us. There's the emotional being, there's the mental being, there's the energy level, there's all these different dynamics. Think about DNA, right, as a compound. Understand everything in chemistry. Everything in chemistry is a vibration in physics. So DNA actually vibrates. If you've got a genetic marker or 30 genetic markers, those breaks in the DNA that correlate with chronic disease, etc., think of them as vibrations that are out of tune. If you've heard a beautiful symphony orchestra play, each of those notes has to be in tune for the chord, for the orchestra to sound amazing. So each of those genetic markers can be a tuba or a trumpet or a flute. If one of them's out of tune, it destroys the chord. The harmonics, the vibration, the resonant harmonic of that chord becomes out of tune. These genetic markers that we have built up over decades and generations of eating the product of chemical ag. Our grandmothers and our mothers have been eating food that was grown poorly, and effectively we have these genetic markers now that come from these deficiencies. We're vibrating out of tune. It becomes very, very difficult for us to ground our deeper spiritual coherence. Those higher octaves of transcendence that I think is what is our natural birthright becomes difficult for us to be centered in if our bodies have been for generations now being built incoherently. But for me, it's all completely interrelated, and it can be understood scientifically, but it really does return us to those deeper truths that our cultural heritage, regardless of which cultural heritage you come from, has in common.